Alright, coming from the last video, we're gonna go into Bellular Clips, Warlords of Draenor, and Dragonflight have a big similarity. Let's see what it is. The beta?
Everything looks normal here. That's the funny thing. Yeah, everything looks completely fine. That's like, it's not like this is like a massive delay or like a big wait or Shadowlands is particularly long either. Because if you look at the speculative graph and take off, because that's suggesting the latest start date possible, which is 31st December, not going to happen. Going to be at least a month before that, or at least 3 weeks. So you take a little bit below that, and then that means that BFA and Mists become the two longest expansions.
Yeah, let me double check WoD Alpha. Okay, so June 5th was the external friends and family alpha test. I remember I didn't get into that one. I got into the next wave 2 weeks later.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. So June 5th and then June 20th is like when Shadow and Valley and stuff like that becomes available. I think when I started playing it, both those ones were available. So,
oh, what?
Yeah, it was like June 5th. Now, when did Warlords come out?
I couldn't tell you.
It was the
August?
Warcraft Warlords of Draenor release date.
November.
Was it November?
You useless bastard. November the 13th, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So from June to November was the public testing.
5 months?
So if you were to do from
5 months.
July to the end of November or start of December, you actually have a relatively similar amount of time to Warlords of Draenor. Now that said, Warlords of Draenor was not the best expansion, but also
it was good. It's alright.
You know what? I'm not going to let this fucking relativism shit get in the way of me saying that Warlords of Draenor was badly designed in many ways.
It was badly designed in many ways, yes.
And also didn't have enough content, which I think means it was a bad expansion. Because they're still asking money for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is, right?
I mean, honestly...
I hope I'm not overcompensating.
Yeah.
But that thing where people are just like, you know, current expansion -2 or 3, all was best. But, you know, of course, everyone said it was shit at the time. Right, because like people, you know, this WoD is getting all these second looks, and it's like it's getting all these second looks.
Look, WoD gameplay, in my opinion, was probably the best, at least as a Red Paladin. MoP was similar, but I think like WoD actually was the best rendition, if that's a proper use of the word. The best version of Red Paladin was WoD. Hands down, in my opinion, WoD was the best edition of Red Paladin. The raids, in my opinion, were pretty good. I actually enjoyed all 3 raids. All the fights were decent, except maybe like 3, I think. Let's see. Fights I didn't like. I didn't like the bird fight, but it was unique, so I think that's fine. I didn't like that. No, the giant was actually okay. Who did I not like in BRF? Trains were fine. Oh, yes, I didn't like the lava boss. Lava boss was super fucking boring and annoying. I didn't like the lava boss in BRF. I didn't like... what's the name of that giant guy? The giant... not Tech... Was it Tectus? In Heimal, or whatever it was called, where you fight the orc as the first boss. I didn't really like the giant guy. Twin Ogrons were fine. And... They only have like 6 bosses? Am I missing someone? I feel like I'm missing a boss. 1, 2, 3, 4... There's no way it only had 5 bosses. Either way. Yeah, so maybe 2 bosses in total. Maybe 3 in the whole expansion of the raid that I didn't really enjoy. Story-wise, was dog shit, let's be real. However, leveling up your first character was good. Also had the best alt leveling out of all of them. That you could just, once you get flying, you can unlock, you can level, and again, this is like towards the end of the expansion, so it really sucks. But when you unlocked flying, and you could just collect treasures to level up, and that was by far, like, I think it was like, was the 80 to 90 at that time? No, 90 to 100. Yeah, 90 to 100 at that time. You could probably do in like 3 hours with flying or something like that, like 2 to 3 hours just with flying. Probably even less. I don't even remember. But that was probably one of the best leveling experience. First run through of WoD leveling was great. Like the quests were fine. The bonus XP, bonus objectives were great overall for XP. Everything, in my opinion, as far as that goes, was probably one of the best. However, there was nothing to do. You would just log in and you would play Farmville. That was the worst part of WoD, and unfortunately that persisted. And again, if you're just a PvP player, WoD was probably one of the best expansions for you as well. MoP and WoD, PvP-wise, I think were probably like the best expansions as far as PvP goes. BGs were pretty fun. Arenas was... I mean, it's never balanced, so who cares? But it wasn't that bad. At least every class felt good, as far as I know. Maybe some didn't, but it's like, I'm a Red Paladin, I don't know, I had fun. Even if, like, I wasn't, like, doing amazing damage, which I think I was, especially towards the end, it just felt good. It just really felt good, and that's really what I care about. I felt like I could do shit. So yeah, but overall, yeah, it sucked. There was no content. There was 3 raids overall for 3 years. The raids were like Heimal was I don't know the name of the raid. The Ogron one was super easy and short. BRF was decent, and because of the drought of content, I kind of didn't even play Hellfire Citadel. I joined a Mythic raiding guild at the end of WoD, and I got AOTC through their like farm runs, and it felt good. Like the raid itself was pretty good.
And positive feelings. People are like, oh yeah, you know, the game fought with you so much less to play. I'm like, yeah, it did.
Yeah.
There was also so much, like there was not that much to do.
There was nothing to do. Yes, that was the biggest problem.
But
play Farmville.
Draenor... Okay, saying the Warlords of Draenor had a smooth launch, definitely not. I was very lucky in that I learned my leveling routes so that I was like 15 minutes ahead just about everyone else, which meant that whenever it all completely went to shit, I didn't get hit at all. I just stayed away from my garrison. But for everyone else, they were getting stuck in the flight points.
Alpha and beta privilege, I swear to God.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't remember having that.
So all that, like getting stuck in your your taxi back to your garrison.
But the thing is, I also like. I don't remember that in WoD, but that could also be because I played, like, because I think they released it at night, and I basically didn't sleep for like 36 or 40 hours playing WoD, so I was overall ahead of the curve. There weren't many players who were like taking vacation from work for 2 weeks in order to play a new expansion, and they released on like a Tuesday, so it's like, it wasn't much of a competition as far as like locations and stuff. I don't remember having these problems, but again, in Europe, I don't know what was going on.
Everything. Like, I don't really think alpha and beta test would have caught that sort of thing, because that was like a long deployment, like scale issue. I don't remember there being a ridiculous amount of bugs or like major QC issues, the sorts of which an alpha or beta would point out. I remember most of the alpha and beta stuff being like, hey, actually, I think I remember making my pre-launch review or something, and I just said, this is going to be great for a month, and then you're all going to be really bored. And then that happened. Then the fucking selfie patch came.
Oh yeah, the great one.
Well, the thing is, it's like, when was Heimal released, or like whatever the Ogron raid released? Wasn't it like a month and a half, 2 months into the expansion? So it's like, I didn't really get bored until like after Heimal, until like mid BRF. That's when I really got bored. Up to mid BRF, I was kind of okay. The dungeons were still interesting. What's it called? I think it had Mythic 0 dungeons at that point, or it had the challenge dungeons or something like that. Maybe that was at the end. I don't remember. It's like, I remember I got bored at mid BRF, not before.
Great one. That
so it's a bit.
And also, I was running 3 characters.
The alpha and beta test was like successful in that the quality of what was there was pretty decent. It was all like tested well, but it was like on a macro level, the overall content package just didn't work that well. So I guess this is more to say that length of alpha and beta is not necessarily correlated to quality of finished
No,
product.
of course not.
There are other factors there.
Well, I mean, what did you really have to in WoD's alpha though? You probably couldn't even get like your what's it called, your garrison all the way up, right? Just and test everything and have enough time to give feedback on it, or and also have Blizzard listen on feedback.
What can the team actually do? Are they willing to actually act on people's feedback?
Nope.
Etc. Etc. Etc.
Nope. They could say that they're listening,
I think
but
that's the
that,
thing. It's like it's you can look through data, you can look for the comparison, and obviously I think it's fair to be completely cynical because I'm completely cynical of what Dragonflight's going to be in terms of quality because I haven't seen the game. I'm assuming the worst in almost all cases because that's what I've been trained to do.
yeah, with WoW for
From a
sure.
realistic perspective, it is all about what the team can actually muster.
Yeah.
Off the back of the problems with Shadowlands and problems with every other expansion so far. So it is just like it's weird. It's almost like the gambler's fallacy thing in a way, where there's a little bit of this probability rule is technically independent in some capacity, and we kind of have to trust that a little bit to be completely fair. We also are emotionally allowed to be completely unfair and say and assume this is going to be dog shit. It's not nice.
Yes.
It's not fair.
I
But
think
you can completely feel that way.
it's a bit weird. It's like you can, but we can't. Because we have to.
Yeah.
We have to try to be a bit more accurate, but that's not the same standard that someone just, you know, consumer product or whatever. Like that's not the standard they have to be held to.
Not at all. Not
Yeah, the standard is like, well, did the thing you get make you happy? Yes or no? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's challenging.
Thanks for watching. Thank you for the video and for the content. Anyways, that was yeah, I mean, do they have a big similarity? Well, just with the hypotheses that like the alpha and the beta are gonna be like a similar length, but other than that, it's really hard to say. Other than that, it's like I don't think the beta portrays anything about what the game will have, and especially if they remove core systems from the game and they just put on the talents, I think everyone is just gonna be testing the talents, and some will be testing the actual content. So it's gonna be like people will just say this class is ruined, this class is OP, this class is broken, this class like the talents are boring, right? It's like, are they gonna listen to anything? Probably not. Like it's Blizzard. And as far as content goes, we don't know if there is any content. There wasn't like, aside from Dragonflying, there was really nothing as far as content goes. So good luck, Dragonflight. Well, all I can say. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.